So here is Trevor Miller. Stuttering run up. The kick is on the way. It looks like it's off the side of his boot. The goal umpire had to do a shimmy, and that is the score. So the lead is back to 3 points, 3 scoreless points. It's 1-4-10 for the USA Revolution Devo team. Canada 1-1-7. Oh, it's a great steal by Jones. He cuts to the inside, and Dustin Jones has kicked a great goal. What great awareness by the veteran. He's been around this game a long, long time, and he shows his veteran wiliness there. He picked him. He just absolutely picked his pocket. And so that's the second goal of the game, and that takes them to 2-4-16. Canada 1-1-7. Roughly 8 minutes to go here in the opening term as the ball is pucked up. It's knocked down and then controlled by Canada, and now it's going to be a free kick to the Canadians. It's going to be number 8. Ewan Williams for the Toronto Central's Blues. The handball was not terribly effective, but they were able to clean up that mess. The kick is out to the near side. And a free kick here, and it's going to go to Peter Taylor. The young up-and-coming defenders for the Denver Bulldogs, they are really, really excited about his progress. They kick it out to the near side, and again, a nice mark, and that one is taken by Jonathan Showman. Showman of the Tulsa Buffaloes, who we saw a couple weeks ago in Racine. He serves around. He surveys it. It's off the side of the boot, but over there to get it is Tim Fullwider. Fullwider does a good job of reading the mistake. Now he'll play on. Now we'll go in short. It's knocked free. Turning around with it is Jones again. Jones with a stab kick in towards goal. It gets by the defender, and he soccers it home. Wyoming Cowboy College football does the creating. So the Devos go to 3-4-22 to the United States. Canada 1-1. Was he tackled? Yes, he was. He grabbed the jersey, but it was illegal. It was played to be a legal tackle. It's Karamo's free kick. It's improper, but either way, it was a good job of pressure by the young Houston Lone Star, and then a nice mark taken up on the far side by Kevin Waden. So Waden will go back. Well, the Devos are pumping away here, and again, back to those 2 plays that Dustin Jones has made, and then a juggling mark. Yes, it's paid to Nick Liang, who has been probably the most active player, taking a long time, and now he kicks that one up on the way. It's going to have the distance. The goal umpire did not have to move. Another goal to the USA, and they are pulling away here in the second quarter. USA 4-5-29, Canada 1-1-7. We've played 17 minutes of the second quarter roughly. And the USA has done a good job of like I mentioned before, they're just creating some of that space, and they're able to create some of those chances. And right now they are firing on all cylinders. You can see Jonathan Ginsburg, who is not one to hide his emotions. He was not happy about that. He'll probably be talking about that for some time. Only a behind. It's 4-6-30 to 1-1-7. The USA's margin is now 23 points. One is tipped off of hands and then soccered on just to the tip of the 50. Going in to get it and then pushing him down in the back was Little for Canada as he tries to kick the ball. Surprised that wasn't kicking in danger. Looks like play on, says the umpire, and then it's finally picked up by Mundell. Mundell tried to get to it. He went after it. He kicked, he slipped, he fell. Boundary throw in at the end of all of that. So boundary throw in up on that far side, and looks like we're going to do it again as we get towards the end of the second quarter of play. Remember, coming up a little bit later on, we'll have the women's development game with the USA Liberty taking on the Canadian Northern Lights, and what should be a fantastic game as the Liberty trying to get back on track. There's another throw, and that one was a little bit more of the line drive variety, but play will continue, and after all of that, they throw each other around for a little bit. they're asking for the goal umpire to intervene, and Tom Mills does, in fact, comply. So another ball up. Hammered forward, but controlled by Little for Canada. And then finally banged out of there to the near side into wide open spaces. Going after that was LaValle for Denver, who missed, or for the USA, who missed it. And then tied up and tackled on that near side, and finally they'll ball it up as Jeremy Schwartzentruber was claimed, but no prior opportunity. Ball back in the air, knocked forward, looking for Loring, and then finally picked up. They kicked that one inside 50, and then it's on to Ginsburg. Ginsburg is tackled. He just got it to the boot, and that definitely affected the kick. He's taken down, and the Shepherd is on, picked up by Hamilton. Hamilton is bumped, and he's lost it, and a good job by Liang to get to it. He'll clear it out to the near side, over the head of his intended target, and then almost taking it there was Blocko, and then Canada is able to get it forward. Picked up again by Schwartzentruber, but not before there was a free kick paid, and they'll have to bring this one all the way back. So now the kick is inside 50. Again, the pack forms. It's knocked free. And and they play on. No. That's me. Yeah. Now here's up on that far side is Mundell. Mundell looks for tried to get it inside, but it's just over the line. As over there was Eric Politz. As we are getting towards the end of this first half. 30-7, the United States leads. 4-6-30 to 1-1-7. Canada has gotten a couple of chances. Is kicking that one in as Mundell, and almost taking it was Politz. They scramble forward up on that far side as Taylor tries to knuckle it forward. Now it bounces free. There's a soccer shot for goal, and it looks like it's going out of bounds, and it will be out on the full. So roughly about 10 seconds to go. Kick to the inside. As we're in the shadows of halftime. Not claiming it cleanly was LaValle. And there goes the siren. And there it is finally. So after a very tight first quarter, the second quarter picked up very much, and it was Dustin Jones for the USA, the veteran from Florida, who has done very well and has sparked his team to a 23-point halftime advantage. Your halftime scorelines read: the USA Revolution Development, 4 goals, 6 behinds, 30 points to the Canadian Northwind, 1-1-7. We're going to step aside for halftime. We will be back in just a few minutes. You're watching the 49th Parallel Cup from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, here on USAFL.com. wants it, but I okay to talk? Welcome back to those of you who are joining us now from wherever you may be around the world. As the third quarter of this one about to get underway, the men's development match, the USA leading 30-7 as the ball is back into play now, and it's moved forward by the U.S. as the ball is kicked that one up high inside 50, and the mark is taken almost defensively. And then scrambled through, and now finally able to get out with it there, but only as far as their halfback. And then that one is soccered forward. That was number 5, Kyle Mundell for the Canadians. And now here is Loring. John Loring, one of the 2 veterans, almost marked there, but not claimed by Kevin Waden. And now they move it up forward, and it's soccered backwards. And the mark is taken there by number 2. That's Rob Adams from the Columbus Jackaroos. Adams goes inside 50, and a nice mark. A nice sliding mark. And they decide to go off in a hurry now. The mark was taken by Chris Bork, who looked for Kyle Springer. And now up on that far side. And now kicking it up. And a mark again. So now Canada trying to get... Oh, good tackle, though. No prior opportunity. It's off the ball. And now they kick that one up. Canada continues. And the mark almost taken there by Kareem Karasic. It's still forward by Canada. Now finally the USA able to clear it, but off of hands. And now it's Hamilton in there for the USA. And it's going to be a throw.
Can the score stay up there, Mark, or not?
So to Canada here. The kick will be from just outside 50. Slow, deliberate run up. The kick is up on the way. And it has gone out on the full, I believe. No, it's still in play. And then finally cleared out by the USA defense. Oh, big hit there. In there again was Waden for the U.S., and the ball is going out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. Or is it a free kick? No, in fact, it is a free kick. So free kick to Canada, who've had a little bit of the upper hand here in the opening 2.5 minutes of this third quarter, still trailing 30-7. And it's Waden again who takes the mark, the Golden Gate Roo. We saw him 5 weeks ago in the Western Regionals, about a month ago. Crash Boom Opera controlled by Politz, but his handball is not going to count. Because it looks like we have a whistle and a free kick. In fact, it's going to be improper disposal. So Canada making the U.S. pay on some of these, or at least getting the opportunity. They haven't made him pay yet. Waden can't take the mark. Taylor able to paddle it forward for Denver, the Denver player for the U.S. Now up on that far side. And I believe that's going out, and it'll be a free kick. And somebody should go over there and decide to take that free kick. Who will it be? No, I think it's a free kick. It is a free kick because it looks like it went out on the full. So kicked up on that far side. It was Monitz able to find Heward. And Heward goes inboard. It's knocked down, and then the Americans kick that one up. Not soccered on by number 13 for Canada, who is Riyad Karasic, one of the 2 Karasic boys out there for the Canadians. And now they'll go in short, but it's picked off by Liang. Mentioned Liang was probably the most active Canadian player in the opening half. He's picked it up again, going after it. Taylor trying to get it away from Logan Anderson of the Burnaby Eagles. And now it's up on that far side. Oh, nice defensive maw. No, almost claimed there by LaValle. And that's Ryan McNabb from the Toronto Eagles that is there. But in the end, it's improper disposal and a free kick to the Canadians. No, it was to the U.S. He had pointed originally in the other direction, and it's going to be a mark to Waden. And Waden is slow to get up, but finally he does. So Waden off of one step goes in short. He bounces it in front of Politz. And then finally, well, almost picked up and then knocked free. Play on, says Steve Arnott, the umpire. And the U.S. finally gets to it. He'll run it into the middle of the field. Kicked in towards the center. Almost marked, but not cleanly. And then spinning around with it is the number 12 for Canada, which is Steve Verzijden. Verzijden gets it up, and that one is played. Canada again moving it forward. Puts it into open spaces. 3-on-1 there. Chipped up over the top, looking for Moniz again. Moniz is going to kick that one in towards the sticks. And it has gone through for a minor score. So Canada has huffed and puffed, and a slow stream of hot air has come out. So it's 30-8 now, the score, as Canada goes to 1-2-8. It's 4-6-30 for the Americans. It's 30-8 is the score. Almost taking the mark there was the number 17 for Canada, and they have to soccer it on. The U.S. maroon in their own territory, and finally that's Quinn Hobbs. And a free kick to the Americans here.
So you know which one?
Now they'll kick that one up into the middle of the ground.
It's the 49th parallel cut.
Almost taking it was number 10 there for the U.S., which was Jesse Carcamo, who had a big first half. Jones just gets to it. He kicks it in short. Marked by Adams. Adams kicks that one inboard, in towards the sticks. They fight for it. Two players from each team in there. And finally, it looked like Chris Cox had it. Big Chris Cox. Out on that far side now from the boundary line. Don't tell me. No, it's in short. Cox! But it's all just for a behind. Great work there by Tom Hecker for the Squids. That actually may be one of the other Squids players that was in there in reserves. I don't think the player had too much hair on his head to be Tom Hecker. But in any event, USA gets their seventh behind to go to 4-7-31. Canada 1-2-8. Up on that far side now, Canada trying to answer, but it's out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Roughly 12 minutes to go, third quarter. The USA, if you're just joining us, pulled ahead in the second half after it was 1-1. Each team had scored behind a very nervy opening quarter. And we had some rain not too long before the match started, some really bad thunderstorms coming through. We actually weren't sure if we were going to get off on time, but seems to be affecting the grip of the ball for the most part, and it did in that first quarter. And here the ball bounces around and looks like an improper disposal and a free kick to the USA. That may be Tom Hecker. That's I don't know. That one is kicked, but almost marked. And they'll have to go back. The handball not effective. That was Riyad Karasic looking for Steve Verzijden, both members of the Ontario AFL, and we'll have a boundary throw-in up on that far side. So the ball comes spinning into play, punched away, but almost picked up by Blocko for kicked out in front, knocked down. And it's Loring who has it. Loring is tackled and dispossessed by Tinglin. And now out in the middle, Tinglin able to pick it up. He handballs it on for himself. Oh, what a great job. Tinglin runs inside 50. He kicks for goal and has missed everything. Full of sound and fury, signifying, well, nothing in the end, unfortunately. Oh, no, or did he score a point? I didn't see a signal. No, he didn't. So, it looks like it's out on the full. Where'd they go to get the ball? Oh, no, it's in play. Here it is on the near side. That's what happens when I have my binoculars up. It squirts out to the near side, and the ball is out of bounds for a boundary throw-in.
It's just not right.
So quick throw-in now out in the center of the ground. Punched backwards, but looks like we're going to have an infraction and a free kick.
Back up. It's just a bad pitch.
So here is Josh Henges from the Kansas City. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's going to be another throw-in. They are throwing the ball in Henges' direction. And that one's going to found the boundary line. And again, right near the interchange gates for the USA, and we'll have another throw-in. We mentioned Tom Jones or rather Dustin Jones and John Loring a little bit earlier, and those were late additions. They both are 15, 16-year veterans of the game. They were actually teammates for the old Lehigh Valley Crocodiles. Oh, great tackle! Tackle dispossessed, and it's going to be holding the ball. A great job in there once again by Henges. So Henges will go back after earning that free kick, looking for a lead, not seeing a whole lot. Instead, he goes to a 1-to-1. Well, it was supposed to be a 1-to-1 contest, but there were 3 Canadians there. Through the wickets of the number 5, that's Jim Blocko for the U.S. Blocko able to get to it. Now he finally picks it up, handballs it back. He finds Dan Hamilton. Hamilton goes out straight into the middle of the park. It ping-pongs around off a couple of players. And now moving forward, and the mark taken. Great job of taking the mark defensively there. And that was Jeff Kramer from Chicago. He sprays it out to the far side looking for Carcamo. But in the end, the ball will find the boundary line, and it's over and out. Unofficially, we have 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Brian Barish here, wherever you're joining us live here on USAFL.com. We appreciate you sticking it out with us here. The first of 4 games this weekend. Of course, the women's development game is coming up at 8 o'clock. Nice mark again taken by Kramer. Kramer has done a very good job here defensively and just finding the ball. He kicks up looking for Blocko again. And we have a whistle and a free kick. It looks like improper disposal. So free kick again to the Canadians, who again really haven't taken advantage of some of these opportunities. There's a spoil there, and then soccering it off the ground was one of the Canadian players, and then that wasn't Jones who was taken off the ball. But in any event, he finally gets back. They harry them on, do the Canadians. In there again is Kareem Karasic there in the ponytail. And the ball goes out of bounds after they huff and puff on each other, and the ball is out. So it's a boundary throw, and as the ball comes spinning back into play, it's punched forward again by the U.S. as they try to clear their lines. In there again is Mitch Holm for the Canadians. And then finally they're able to get it out to the near side. Mark, I believe that was Henges again. It was Henges up on the far side. Crash boom opera. Everyone overshot it, and the ball's going to find the boundary line. Despite a good job by J.J. Burke, who is from right here in Fort Lauderdale, he hustled, even though he was made into a squid sandwich on that one. Ball comes spinning back in the play. Over there again is Deshaun Tinglin, who plays for the High Park Demons in Toronto. They dive after the ball here, and now finally picking it up and handballing it across there was McNabb. And now they get it forward. It ping-pongs around. Here's Jones again, Dustin Jones, and it just comes in short. And a good job by the fullback there for Ziden, who was able to prevent any further damage by the veteran Jones. He goes up on that far side, and now goes directly across. A battle of the number 10s. Not taking it cleanly there was Carcamo. Carcamo can't get to it. They knocked around. Play on, says the umpire. Again looking for Mundell. And then finally getting that one inside 50. No, doesn't find anyone in particular. The closest to that one was Kareem Karasic. But in the end, it flies out of bounds. Gotcha. 31-8. The USA still holding on the league. We've been in a holding pattern here. Canada's goal had made it a 2-point game in the first quarter, or in the second quarter rather, but it's been all Americans ever since. And now here comes Ian Taylor, who bootlegs around. He kicks it up. The ball's up on that far side as they look for the winger, and then picking it up again is Jeremy Schwartzentruber. I'm pretty proud of myself. I've only messed that name up once. And the ball will go out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw-in. Brian Barish here at the Broward County Park and Stadium. This absolutely beautiful ground. The sun is setting. The lights are on. And it's getting more and more picturesque here. More so for the U.S. Revolution squad, who are up by 23 points. And the ball's tied up. We'll have a ball up. Nope. Free kick. Play on as that one goes up high. It ping-pongs around again. Oh, that could have been a high tackle, but it comes right to Mundell. Mundell goes in short, but that'll find the boundary line. He was looking for Justin Moniz of the Etobicoke Kangaroos. The ball comes spinning back in the play. They'll tell you what, that boundary umpire is not wasting any time. Back in the play she goes, and finally able to clear to the Americans up into the center of the ground. That was a pretty good kick. It skips by the American player there. It's skipped by Brett Hester and right into the hands of Quinn Hobbs. Hobbs goes, but it's a defensive mark taken. A good intercept mark, and now they'll come out to the near side. Over the top again, but then cleared out Henges, or they're going to call that pushing the back. Well, the U.S. is going to get it, it looks like. Again, Deshaun Tinglin, who probably the most athletic, it seems like, of these Canadian players. Not that they don't have any good athletes, but he has shown his speed in a number of cases here in this match. So off the free kick, the pack forms, can't claim it cleanly. And trying to get it away, looking for Leong, was Ian Taylor. And the ball sprayed off. It took a deflection, popped high in the air. Again, looking for Mundell. Can't find him. Can't claim it cleanly, can the Americans, as big Eric Politz kicked that one straight into the man. Up into the far side, looking for Jones. Jones can't claim it. And finally, clearing it out is Riyad Karasic, the other one of the Karasic brothers, but a nice mark taken. No, it wasn't handled cleanly. Check that. Liang had it. He's thrown to the ground by Miller. And then kicked back inside. Again, looking for J.J. Burke. He still has it, and then it's going out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. 2 minutes to go. Again, unofficially, the score is 31-8 in favor of the USA Revolution. Here in the development match, there's a line drive ball. Politz goes over it. Instead, he throws a Shepherd for Henges. Henges is taken down, and they're going to call holding the ball. Great tackle in there by Ryan McNabb of the Toronto Eagles. And McNabb's play on was not a very good one. They handball it back now over, looking for Politz. Politz gets the ball to the right foot. Can't get to it. And another Shepherd thrown in there. It's picked up and kicked in there by Miller. Looks for a man. Over the top again comes number 14 for the U.S. Thrown onto the boot, kick towards goal. It's going to bounce. Is it going to... still trying. Did it? What is it? It's a goal. Great job of the follow-up by Brett Hester off of Ginsberg, who just threw it towards it. It looked like it was going to bounce towards the stick, but a great job by Hester, who followed the play. That's what you got to do if you play on the forward line. So a big goal late in the third quarter for the Revolution. That takes them to 5-7-37. Canada 1-2-8. About 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter. The ball back in the center. Well, Tom Ellis has to be really happy with the the performance that this team has put up. And the Canadians, you know what? They can't be too upset. I mean, they are playing very well. It's just that they're getting muddled. And they're going to kick that one back into the center. It looks like it was an infraction there. Under 10 seconds to go. The Revos have to hurry. There's a short kick. And I believe the siren's going to go. And it does. And that'll do it. So, the Revos did have the upper hand a little bit in the third quarter. They had that 23-point lead, and at the three-quarter time, well, it's extended to 29. Your three-quarter time score, it's the USA Revolution 5-7-37. The Canada Northwind 1-2-8. You're watching the men's development game of the 2015 49th Parallel Cup live here on USAFL.com. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter at this one. Don't go anywhere.
set up the label plot mics into this.
Yeah, can we do that for the next game? Because I want to be able to use my binoculars.
You won't be able to.
What?
You're not going to be able to.
What do you mean?
You're going to be able to use your binoculars.
Well, I mean, I can use them. I just want to be able to have like an extra hand free.
Right. Yeah. Against that.
And we're back underway here in the fourth quarter of this one. The USA here in the men's development game of the 49th Parallel Cup leading 37-8 as the ball gets chased up now on the near side. And a nice mark almost taken and then tackled there. Just able to get the ball away, and it looks like it's going to be holding the ball. And number 5, Jim Blocko, who could not get away from... It looks like that was Alex Heward of the Ottawa Swans, who is just now getting up. Heward trying to get something going for the Canadians as that one is kicked inside the arc. It's batted down by the American fullbacks. It comes out to the near side, and then whoop, just came right off. The mustard came right off the hot dog. Oh, great job again as a fine luring does Henges. A great job by Henges to recover there. And now they come out to the near side. They come out looking, and another free kick. And I didn't see the call there, Dennis Ryan. Maybe you did. Bless you. So here is Ginsburg, who kicked the first goal of the game. The kick will come, I would say, roughly about 45 meters out. So here's Ginsburg. The kick is up on the way, starting right, and it's through for a behind. So Ginsburg has been very aggressive as he usually is. He is, other than that, and for just that sort of situation, it's picked up again by number 18, which is Andrew Sneed for Tulsa. And now it's kicked on forward. Hamilton almost had it for the U.S., and it comes back to Tinglin. Tinglin will have it. Oh, look at him go. Look at him get around those two players. He controls the ball. He's going to steady himself for a kick. He kicks it up on that far side, and in the end, the kick did not belie a very good run, unfortunately, by Deshaun Tinglin, who, again, plays his football for the High Park Demons of the OAFL. Very impressed with that young man's athleticism, as we mentioned before, as the ball is batted around, and finally it's Politz who's able to get it out, and it's going to come right back at him, but now up on that far side. They just kicked that one in towards the middle, but... only there was the defender there, number 3, which is Josh Henges from the Kansas City Power. Looks up on that far side. Again, looking for Karamo, who's also been busy out on the wing. It's soccer forward. And finally picked up there by Kareem Karasic for Canada. Goes out now onto that far side. And then tackled and dispossessed. A good job again by Henges, who is in there on Ryan McNabb. And then a kick it again inside. And then controlled again still by Canada. Can the U.S. clear it out? Politz is over there. Politz gets it. He picks it up again, and he finally does relieve the pressure, and he finds Ginsburg, who can't handle it cleanly. Ginsburg snuck up from his normal forward position, but does a good job of finding Hamilton all alone. So here's Dan Hamilton, who has a bounce, has a look, kicks it into the middle under pressure from Tinglin, and it looks like it's going to be a free kick, and the infraction there was contact without the ball. It is paid against Chris Bourque of the Sydney Giants. That would be Sydney, Nova Scotia. So here is Dustin Jones. And so Jones, who's doing pretty much what Tom Ellis had inserted him into this roster for, which is inspire these developing players.
Looks like he's dislocated his shoulder, the Canadian guy.
Yeah, he has, it looks like, as he comes off. Again, that's Chris Bourque. We mentioned from the Sydney Giants of the Halifax, Nova Scotia club. I believe they're the Dockers. And one of the things that Coach Cody Royal mentioned prior to this tournament was how the Canadian program is growing. It used to be Toronto and Vancouver were the major outposts, but Edmonton, Calgary, Halifax we just mentioned, and the St. John's Puffins. As Bork comes off to the near side again, still in some pretty gnarly pain over there. I imagine time is off here. We've had almost 8 minutes elapse. Jones is still waiting on that far pocket for the signal to go ahead with his free kick. The margin is 30 points. It's 38-8 is the score. So here is Dustin Jones. The kick is on the way. It just finds the target. It is a goal. Dustin Jones has another major score. That is his fourth of the day, if my math serves me correctly. So the USA goes to 6-8-44. The lead is 36 points. Canada 1-2-8 with 8.5 gone here in the fourth quarter. And the Revolution, the last time they had this match, it was the 2020 draw, and the U.S. seems to have taken more of the initiative here. And again, Canada is still playing very well. They're still getting these opportunities, but they haven't made the most of them, and that's a credit to the American defense. The ball is loose in the middle of the ground there. And then finally it's picked up looking for Loring, but it's batted forward by the Canadian midfielder. And again, that's Connor Adair in there for Canada into a rugby scrum situation. Hamilton not able to get to it. Liang is there in support. And finally, it's Adair who goes looking for the big man, number 19. He throws that onto the left, and then it's picked up. He gets away. Oh, he's tackled. Dispossessed, no call, play on, says the umpire, and a good job again, and that's another example, once again, of Canada just getting the opportunity but not able to finish. Ginsburg did a good job to come up and go backwards to find John Showman, and now the U.S. is keeping it up on that right side. Up in the pocket there, he kicks it in towards the middle. Here's a turn, and is that Jones again? Dustin Jones has kicked another goal. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dustin Jones Show. Our special guests are the Canadian Northwind, because that's pretty much what it's been. It's not for the want of trying, but Dustin Jones with goal number 5 by our count. And the USA now has hit the half-century mark. They go on to 7-8-50. Canada 1-2-8. As the lights beginning to glare down a little bit more, and so does that American lead. Steve Harnett holds the ball again. If you're joining us live, we will have the the women's development match coming on starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As they kick that one on now, and the ball will go out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in. So here comes the boundary throw-in, and again, the USA really taking it to them here. And I'll tell you what, again, Canada's still playing very well. The hit out to the near side. And a whistle and a free kick. And it's going to come to the Canadians, who desperately need this, and they've paid a 50, it looks like. I didn't catch what the 50 was for, but in any event, they'll play on quickly. And now a good job there by number 8 for Canada, who kicks that one in, but Poets is there defensively to take it. And the Columbus Jackaroos, as he goes up on that far side looking for Travis Gagnon. Up on the far side looking for Carcomo. Carcamo now. Oh, good job to get around his defender. A good job of bootlegging around. Almost the mark taken there by 21, which is LaValle. LaValle can't control it. It's still up on that far sideline, and Canada able to clear it. Almost taken again as Ginsburg was in there for the USA to harry the Canadian winger. Gets it again through the auspices of Tim Fullwider from the Nashville Kangaroos. He kicks that one up on that far side. It bounces to LaValle. LaValle is taken down, and it's holding the ball. LaValle did a good job, but a good job there by the Canadian defender, number 29. So free kick. And up on that far side, it's going to nurdle itself out of bounds. It says, I'm just going to show myself out on that wing position. Almost 13 minutes gone, fourth quarter. It's the USA 50, Canada 8 in this men's development squad game as the ball gets thrown back into play. It's picked up by, I believe that's number 10 over there, which is Pierre-Olivier Chamine from West Island. Controlled again by the Canadians in there by Kareem Karasic. Karasic picks it up in towards the goals. It's going to find the boundary line. Not a bad result. As the Canadians at this point trying to just get as many points as they can to equilibrate the score line. As the ball comes back into play now. Picked up again by Carcomo. Ginsberg is there in support, and so is Carcomo as he gets the ball and they kick it on, but it's taken defensively. Good job by the Canadians, kicking from just outside the arc. It's into the empty goal square, and that is a goal. Great job by, I believe that was Leong, who was able to get the ball free. A good job of the defensive intercept mark as he picked it up and kicked for goal and got it. Canada needed that, if only for a little bit of confidence. So that takes Canada on to 2-2-14. The USA still 36 points in front, 7-8-50. We have roughly about 6.5, maybe 7 minutes to go. They will be adding some time on because of the injury earlier in this fourth quarter. So that one is kicked. And here's Ginsberg again. And again, he gets some help as he kicks that one inside the arc, but its mark is taken as it was an atom ball. The kick off the foot. They go to the near side. They have room to maneuver. Looking and taking the mark is number 19, who is Kyle Springer from the Edmonton Wombats. Going into the middle, but not picking it up cleanly. And now here comes the USA the other direction. Big booming kick by Henges. And it's marked by Dustin Jones. Who else? Dustin Jones, for me, has been the man of the match. So he'll go back and have a chance to add another one. The kick is on the way. And it's another goal. So it's 8-8-56 for Dustin Jones, who has himself a bag of goals. And Tom Ellis looking like probably the smartest man on the planet for enlisting him at the last minute. And with that new club in Tampa Bay starting up, he shows what that sort of veteran presence means. Again, this is his 16th season of footy, at the very least, and he was a member of one of the first Revolution teams back in 99 and 2000. Canada trying for an answer. It's stabbed through. The goal square is yawning, but a good job by Politz to get all the way back and concede the behind. Great job by the young Columbus player who did actually spend time in Australia, I believe it was 2 seasons ago. No, it was, in fact, last season. I get mixed up. 2-3-15 for Canada. And the USA at an 8-8-56. It's a 41-point lead. Canada almost thought they had an answer there, and the ball is knocked forward. Handballs it over the top for Henges. It's going to find Ginsberg. Ginsberg will steady himself and kick it up on that far side. Not controlled by Cox, but Cox has it. And then he's taken down. It takes a lot to bring Chris Cox down. He is a big, big boy. Jones is in there again. He can't get to it. It's flecked out on the side, and it will go out of bounds. We mentioned Chris Cox. He did play for the University of Wyoming football team and was had a big game against UCLA. Tom Ellis was just raving about him. He is very high on what Chris Cox can do in the line of big, strong American football players. That is, footy players. Here is Henges from just outside the arc. It's going to die in the square. Knocked forward, but almost running onto it was 13 for the USA. Picking it up again. Now it's going to run into a scrum as Miller's tied in there. That was Burke who was in that one-on-one contest as Ginsburg just tries to get to it, but it's off the side of his foot. Cox able to keep it in play. He kicks it to his own advantage. Henges was bumped off the ball. Taylor is in there for the USA, and then they kick that one in towards the square, and that one is gone for a behind. So heavy action in the goal square for the U.S., and inside that what would normally be a 50-meter arc, we're looking at more of a 40-meter arc, roughly. It's a throwback to the old WAFL days back from the 80s when they first started doing arcs. It's 57-15. It's a 42-point lead. And it looks like we're going to have a free kick to the Canadians, says Steve Arnott, one of our umpires tonight. Jonathan Mills, the other one. And I'll tell you what, Dennis Ryan, who, by the way, is doing a fantastic job to bring you these pictures. He has done the umpiring have done, once again, a very good job through this game. When you don't really notice the umpires, you know they're doing well. That one is kicked in towards the American goals, but it's out of bounds on the full. We're just about coming up to time added on here in this fourth quarter, which I imagine will probably be about a minute and a half. As the yeah. So we are getting towards this as the American women players getting warmed up for the development match on the near side. And the ball is out of bounds now on that far side. So we'll have a boundary throw in. So not much time left to go here as the USA development team looking to come home with this victory. And you hear the women cheering on that near sideline, or at least we can hear them through these thick windows. And that will do it. Full time at the football. It's the USA Revolution taking this development game. They've done it for, I believe, the third time in the history of this development game, and they have done so in very impressive fashion, winning by 42 points. The final scoreline reads, it's the USA Revolution 8-9-57 to the Canada Northwind, 2 goals, 3 behinds, 15 points. Just Dustin Jones is unofficially your player of the match, at least from my eyes here, having a great game, kicking 6 goals in the victory. And again, Tom Ellis, and we also have to give credit really to the entire team on a great play, and to the final score was 8-9. It was 57-15 was the final score. As you'll see that on your screen in just a moment. But again, Dustin Jones doing a great job, as did John Loring, to help pace this team, doing all the hard work. Eric Politz was in there as well, as is Jesse Carcamo. For the Northwind, great performances early on by Jeremy Schwartzentruber. And again, I think I've done pretty well at only flubbing that once today. So Deshaun Tinglin also played very well, as did Kareem Karasic. So that's it as the two teams gather at the center of the ground and congratulate each other on a game well done. That'll do it for this portion of the program. Don't forget to switch over to the women's stream beginning in just a few moments. We'll get that started for you as the USA Liberty take on the Midnight Suns of Canada in the women's development game under the lights. For now, we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll have that women's game for you. You're watching the 2015 49th Parallel Cup from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, here on USAFL.com. All right, for those of you who are still watching on the same stream, on this stream who haven't switched over yet, we are going to be staying right here on the same stream. Don't go anywhere for the women's game coming up beginning at just after 8 o'clock. I think 8:10 p.m. will be the start time for the women's development game. So if you haven't switched, don't do it yet. We'll be on the same stream. And if you know someone who is watching who may have switched over to the other stream, and we'll be with you in about, I think, we're about 20 minutes out from ball up. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. How about now?
Yeah,
Now I can hear it? All right. We are just about set to get underway as the second match of the evening. We're having some audio problems, so apologize for that, but we are just about set to go with the second game of the evening as the USA Liberty take on the Canadian Midnight Suns in the women's development game.
And it looks like, Brian, that the Canadian girls had some end-to-end problems. It looks like their back line was
Yeah. We were mentioning, as the horn goes for this one, we were mentioning that that was Joanna Rutkowski for the Canadians, who is pretty tall, and who Jason Arnold, the coach, was mentioning prior to the game as being very important. Well, she was initially supposed to go into the forward line, or she wasn't even going into the ruck. I think she's going into her forward line. So underway here, and right off the bat, we have improper disposal holding the ball, and it'll be a free kick. And a 50, and I believe that is Mackenzie Sikora who will get the free kick.
didn't hand the ball back to her.
Nope. So they have to handle the ball directly back to her. So here is Mackenzie Sikora from the Sacramento Suns, whose husband Isaac plays for the men's team. So here is Sikora. It's a low-line drive kick. She sort of stabbed at it, but the Canadians able to get to it. And now coming up with that is number 7 for Canada, who is Victoria Baron. Baron able to get that through up on the far side. And now chasing it through into the middle and finally picking it up. Looked like Katie Klatt into the middle. Good shepherd of the ball, and then finally Canada able to pick it up and move it on to the near side. It's picked up on a bounce, good tackle, and able to find the winger on the near side as she kicks it up to the near side. And now the ball is in the middle of the field, and now chasing after it. Still in play there, and finally picking it up was 26 for the USA. Or 36, that would have been Lisa Arredondo, and the ball is out of bounds for a boundary throw. And no, it was 26.
I think to Katie Klatt.
It will go to Katie Klatt. And I believe Klatt is wearing 26.
Oh, that's not it.
Maybe not. In any event, it's out of bounds, and we'll have a boundary. Oh, goodness. Somebody on that sideline over there took one right in the face. Yeah, I think that was Kat Hogg, who very instrumental part of the growth of sport in this country, and that was kind of a freak accident. It looks like she caught it right in the face. Hope she's okay. There was a couple of the bench attending to her. Meanwhile, the game here continues as the ball is straight into the middle of the ground, and it's controlled by Canada, and then going backwards with it, and then moving on, kick that one inside towards the sticks. And Valerie Barber-Axelm of the Arizona Hawks is in there, and give it to me, we'll ball it up. The kick in there by Liz Van Sevenant for Canada. The ball is in the air. They kicked it in towards the sticks, but it has gone out on the full. So free kick to the USA Liberty. The Midnight Suns entered, as mentioned before, the International Cup tournament. They kick it out to the near side, and almost taking it, but not quite over there, was number 18 for the USA Liberty, who is Ashley Singer from the New York Magpies. No, it is out on the full. No, it isn't on the full. No, I think Jeff Pearson was giving instruction. Knocked forward, and then picked up, running to the inside. And now out of bounds is number 19 in there for, and that's Sarah Magalon for the USA out of Golden Gate. And in fact, it is a free kick now to the Canadians. Number 22, that's Elaine Gilmore, who plays for the Montreal Angels. Kicks that one up in towards the middle, and it's picked up. They try to muscle the ball forward. Canada still has it. About 4 American players in there. Again, Barbara Axthelm is in, and finally The umpire crosses his arms like the Monsignor of St. James and says, we'll have a ball up right here to honor the footy gods. It's knocked forward again by Canada. Number 8, the ruckman, able to get to it. 25 can't pick it up. Now she finally does. She kicks in towards, well, I imagine that was supposed to be towards the goals, but it went off to the side there. That was Carmen Flores who tried to get a shot on goal, but the U.S. trying to clear it out. And it will be a free kick to Canada up on that far side. So here's the kick. It's a high ball in the air. Sakura able to knock it away. A couple of the Liberty players in it. It squirts free. Number 20 is in there. That's Elaine Lenahan, also playing up in Ontario, as the ball is off the fingertips and kept forward. In there again, that looks like Sam Schultz for the USA, who is in there pushing around, and it'll be a free kick. It'll be a free kick to the U.S. So the kick to the far side, not handled cleanly. Good shepherd in there, thrown in again by Gilmore. Off the kick by Teresa Boyd. Boyd, who plays for Minnesota, now up on that far side again. And now Canada able to try and get it out of there. Play on, says the umpire. And again, it looks like number 9 in there, which is for Baltimore, Washington, as they get it up on that far side. Ball back in the air. It's slapped forward. And they're going to say, give that to me. We're going to do that again. Good job by the ruck in there to try and get the ball over to number 13 there for the USA. And a free kick, again going to the Americans. It is, in fact, Sam Schultz. No score. We've played a little over 6 minutes of football here. Kick is inside. It's not came cleanly. And finally, now here comes Canada out with it as they kick that one up into the middle. Running onto it and getting to it will be, pushed down in the back. That has to be pushed in the back, and it is. And the free kick will be going to number 18, which I believe is Lizzie Even for Minnesota. Some confusion with some of the numbers here, so if we get them wrong, we apologize in advance. Schultz had it, but she's taken down, and it'll be a free kick to the U.S. Looks like it was might have been pushing the back. No. It will be a free kick to Canada for holding the ball. So here is Gilmore. Gilmore is a very solid role player for that Montreal Angels team, which is getting to be one of the best Canadian women's teams. And we've seen them battle against the Eastern teams and really give, in this past Nationals, give Denver a run for their money. Handballs it on to Dora Bartulovic. Bartulovic is able to get that on. The ball's up on the near side and then taken and crashed down again. And it's going to be a ball up as number 8 was in there for the USA. And that was Paige Kicker for Minnesota. From Minnesota for the USA. And it's going to be a throw-in. Eight minutes gone. Again, no score. The Suns, the two teams did not meet when they were at the International Cup in Melbourne. Good shepherd by Sakura, but in the end, Canada still gets the ball, and it's going to be a free kick to the USA. Good job there by Mackenzie Sakura and the rest of the USA defense. Here's Terry Tupper from the Minnesota Freeze looking again for Sakura, almost marked by 23 in there for the USA, who's taken down. And that is Chiara Domo for out of Sacramento. Knocked forward again. And it's a rugby maul situation where she stood up. The ball, Schultz was in there, but in the end, we'll have a ball up. Ball sort of mired in the ground, territorial advantage being very slowly given one way or the other. And now Canada pushes it forward. Almost took the mark over the top. Was number 5 for Canada. And it's still locked in there. Finally, it squirts out. And it's going to be a whistle and a free kick. Almost taking the mark there was Leah Van Sevenant for Canada. So free kick to Mackenzie Sikora. Mark taken nicely there by 16 for the United States. Kick that one up forward into the middle of the ground. Cannot handled cleanly. Controlled and taken down nicely again. I believe that was Alethea Sison as that number 16. And then almost picked up and controlled, but then the cavalry comes in for the U.S. to push it out of bounds. Handballs it up over the top. Kick that one in towards the middle. The pack forms. Punched away. Again, 19 for the U.S. And finally it's kicked out. It's still in and then finally goes out of bounds. And a good job by Sarah Magalon, again, able to get in there for the USA. We've played, we're about the halfway point of this opening term. Again, the ball sort of muddled in different spots of the field. We've had Canada really come closest to scoring, but that's about it. And now we have a whistle and a free kick. So the free kick to number 20 for Canada, which is Elaine Lenahan. And the mark is taken, a great mark taken in there by 5, which is Victoria Baran. So Baran will go back. She kicks that one inside into the pack. And another mark. Another great job by the tall forward there, Joanna Rutkowski. So Rutkowski will go back, and the kick is short, but it's right to a teammate. It's right to number 26. That's Pan Shep. That's what would be Shope. And she goes back, and she's kicked the first points of the game, and it is a major score. Canada 1 straight 6. The USA Liberty yet to score. And finally, Canada able to do it with some nice marking, with some able to get the ball open, and even on that second kick, the missed kick by Rutkowski, good job by Pam Shope, able to get there to finish off and kick the goal. So just about 8.5 minutes to go opening term, 6-0 to Canada as it gets darker and the lights on here at Central Broward County Regional Park here in Fort Lauderdale. Brian Barish bringing you the action here live, and we appreciate you joining us wherever you may be around the world. Here,
Karowski's going into the ruck.
Yep, Rutkowski now has gone into the ruck. So they brought her in for the one goal, and I imagine it'll be interesting to see if she goes back into the forward line after this.
She didn't really jump at the ball then, so she actually nullified her height.
Pretty much. That was Lisa Arredondo, who's in the ruck, by the way, for the U.S., number 8. And Canada, again, knocking on the door. It squirts out to the near side. Can't pick it up cleanly. In there was 15, which is, I believe that was Sarah Magalon again. 15 is Sarah Magalon. I believe 19 is Teresa Boyd. And we'll have a ball up. All right, there's going to be a free kick. I apologize. So the free kick going to number 24, which is Gabrielle Bureau, also of the Montreal Angels, from the Bureau of Scoring Goals normally, but she's in the midfield here. And just getting the ball to the boot, it's short. Knocked down. A good job by Barbara Axthelm to get her hand to it. Handballs it on. Barbara Axthelm trying to get back. Instead, she throws a Shepherd for the fullback, who just gets a handoff. And finally cleared out onto the far side. And then finally picking it up is Schultz. Sam Schultz tried to find the man up on her teammate up on the far side. She's thrown to the ground. Schultz in again to tackle the ball carrier, but they're going to call for holding the player, tackling without the ball, so it'll be a free kick to Canada. 6.5 minutes to go. Again, unofficially, 6-0 to Canada. And the ball will go out of bounds on that boundary throw-in. Taking a look at the other side of the field down there, because we had mentioned Rutkowski, and Just taking a look to see what we have down at the other side of the field, since the ball really hasn't been. I don't think the Liberty have gotten the ball inside their forward pocket yet. The Liberty have gotten some play forward, but haven't been able to get really a whole lot past the stingy Canadian midfield. And there's a kick up on that far side. Digging after it in there was number 1 for the Americans, which was Jessica Lund. Now they continue up on the far side, and now a whistle. And we'll have a ball up as Jeff Person comes in and crosses his arms for the ball up. 5 minutes, 20 seconds to go unofficially. Again, 6-0 the score. Canada with the only goal of the game. In case you're just joining us, 63-15 was the final score. The USA Revolution Development Squad defeating the Canadian Northwind Development Squad in that game, the first game of the evening and the first of 4 this weekend. As the ball goes on, there is Nicole Fasula in there for the U.S., as number 23 for Canada was able to get in there and throw her to the ground. That was Dora Bartulovic again, and we're going to have a ball up. There's Rutkowski again in the ruck against Arredondo. Or check that. That's Paige Kecker again. And then the ball gets tied up on that near side, and again, Jeff Pearson will come over and say, hey, ladies, let's ball it up. So the ball goes back in the air. Kecker again able to punch it forward. It's picked up by number 15. Here's the first trip inside 50. Oh, that's a nice kick. Oh, but it's just short and it sprayed off to the left. But a good job there by Sarah Magalon, who just got her foot to the ball and just got a good kick. It looked pretty impressive off the boot, but it curled to the left and just bounced through for a minor score. So 6-1 is the score. Canada leads by 5 points. Under 4 minutes to go opening term. Again, glad you're joining us live on USAFL.com. Thanks to everyone who has stuck it out with us tonight. And a great mark taken. It's 6-1 in favor of the U.S. I thought that was a mark. Instead, it's going to be a ball up. Courtney Church in there for the USA. Couldn't win it. Out to the near side looking for Sakura. And now here is, again, that was Magalon who was trying to get in there. And instead we'll have a ball up. So here comes the... Here comes the ball up. It comes out to Klatt, number 33. She just gets the ball onto her left hand. Canada's got to scramble it back. There's some friendly fire, and eventually they work it out to Bureau. Shepard put in there by the number 14 for Canada, who will bootleg off to the near side. Oh, nice job, but then she's bumped down. A good job here, and then finally they try and kick it off again, and she's able to pick it up again. Number 14, that's Ash Scott, and Scott's able to pump it forward to the near side, not claimed cleanly. Over to get it finally is 18 for the U.S., and they're going to call a whistle and a free kick. It will go to Lizzie Even, number 18. So Even will go back and take a look around. Even did play for the Liberty at the International Cup last year. Nice mark and a good job of getting free and stepping to the ball by number 13, who we have as Sarah Plummer. Opportunity is about 10 different players converged on the ball. And then kicked out of there. It'll two-hop in, and it's picked up by Klatt. Klatt will kick the ball in towards... And a mark almost, and caught, and a great mark by Caitlin Masher-Mace. Using her strength and her height to get to the ball, and she juggled but held on. Oh. So we'll check that. That was in fact Millie Bruce. Well, they're both from the Bay Area, but that was Millie Bruce who did a great job of picking it up. So here is Masher-Mace. Off of 2 steps, but it's not the best of kicks. It's sprayed off to the right. but still in play on that far side. And looking along, and nice mark, stepping to it, was number 1. That's Jessica Lund from Golden Gate. Apologize. That is number 8. That's Kicker. And the siren goes, so Kicker will have to kick this one after the siren. And it's short. And that will do it for the first. Nope, they'll play on. I heard we heard the siren up here in the booth, but now they've just finally heard it out on the ground. So an entertaining first 20 minutes of play here at the women's development game of the 49th Parallel Cup. The U.S. Were finally able to get some offensive pressure. We're only able to get the 1 point, however. But it is Canada who has the major score. And at the end of the first quarter of play, it's the Canadian Midnight Suns 1 straight 6. The USA Liberty 1 point. We'll be back for the second quarter of this one in just a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the 2015 49th Parallel Cup here on USAFL.com. And back here for the second quarter, and the ball as the USA now heading from left to right on your device of choice. Here, the trailing 6-1 in the second quarter of play. And it looks like we'll have a... what's that over there, Dennis? It looks like it's out on the full. So apologize, by the way, for the confusion with the numbers in our first quarter. I have what I am told is the actual honest-to-goodness USA Liberty numbers. So apologize for that. We'll get everybody's name right. I think we got most of them right in the first quarter, but we'll do a little bit better job. So here we have a ball up. It's knocked forward twice by Even for the USA, or rather by Kicker for the USA. She's able to get it to Sisson, and now it looks like Sakura who had it, but now it's going to be a free kick going the other way to number 26 for Canada, which is Pam Shope, who kicked the goal earlier, the only goal of the game so far in this 6-1 contest. And it's going to be a free kick for too high, so it'll go to Sam Schultz of the Baltimore Washington Lady Eagles. Schultz relatively new, and this is her first go at the national level. It's tipped on. Masher Mace overran it, and there you go. Yeah, if you didn't pick it up on the mic, Sam Schultz, a 5-year veteran of the Ozball program in Baltimore, Washington, as it's kicked up on that far side. Nice mark taken on that far side, I believe, by Sarah Plummer. So Plummer will go back. Here's a booming kick from just outside the arc. It dies in the middle. It bounces over everyone's head. Not able to take it cleanly. Schultz is there to get it. Masher Mace pushes her way through. It squirts out to the far side, but right into the waiting arms of number 13, who kicks that one off, and just off to the side there. 13 is Sarah Plummer again. The original member of the Columbus Jillaroos, and now playing for the Denver Lady Bulldogs. So that's their second point of the game for the Liberty. That takes them on to 2 points. They trail now 6-2 as they kick in onto the near side. Again, it looked like it wasn't Plummer. No, it is Sarah Plummer. She handballs it up over the top. Sisson not able to claim it cleanly. And finally, 26. That's Catherine Mullen for Minnesota. Yep, and it's a throw for a free kick. So free kick here, and it looks like it's going to go back to number 26 again. That's Pam Shope, who looks like she's playing on that back line. Good job by Courtney Church to get her left hand to it, but in the end it's controlled by the Canadians. Almost a mark, as Tupper was in there to spoil for the U.S., and then number 30 for Canada able to do a little bit of a bootleg, and now they're going to call push in the back. So free kick to... It is number 5. It is Barron is number 7, actually. The kick is inside now. And again, looking for Rutkowski. Rutkowski trying to pick it up, but another. It looks like a tackle without the ball, contact without the ball. So Rutkowski is going to go back. See if she has the legs here.
Oh, she has the legs.
Well, let's see if she has the distance. Well, that's going to come up short, and it's going to be marked again, and it's marked by number 9. That's a Jacqueline Zonville. So Zonville will go back and have a chance to extend the team's lead. And this is exactly what happened last time, except Zonville's kick is out to the side. Was it in play? They're looking for a ruling, and instead they are going to say, no, went out on the full. A good effort there by number 5, which was Van Sevenant. But in the end, it's going to be Kaylin Deal who put the ball back into play for the USA, and it's marked up on that back pocket. Long kick up on the near side. It bounces free from a couple of players. It's rolling loose. Barbara Axthelm is in there, or check that. That's Millie Bruce. Millie Bruce able to get her right foot to it. not claimed by the number 14 for Canada, which is Ash Scott. In there as well was Elaine Linehan, and a free kick goes to Linehan. Linehan started to go back in one direction and then came back in the other. So here's the kick with Millie Bruce on the mark. And now controlled in the middle of the ground, not really by any team, and we'll have a ball up. As again, that was Jaya Alak, who's in there for Canada. And then the kick into the middle. Again, that's Barbara Axtell who tries to charge it down, and then just getting to it, but cleared it, but right to the number 22, which is Elaine Gilmore, again from Montreal, as she kicks it in short, not claimed cleanly, and they're going to have to kick it out of there, soccer it off the ground, looking for Church. Church ends up backing her off the ball, which does a great job of getting the ball to Plummer. Plummer's going to circle around and kick the ball up onto the near side. It's off the side of the boot. It takes one hop, takes another hop, and now Bruce will run onto it, and Bruce will handball it on looking for Season, but not able to get it with a clean handball. So now here comes Alak the other way. She bumps her man off the ball, kicks that one in towards. It's not the greatest of kicks. Picked up again and continuing on is Van Sevenet. Van Sevenet runs inside 50, but it's kicked and just goes off to the side. So Leah Van Sevenet with a great job of pushing the ball forward, but only gets 1 point. It's only the second scoring shot of the game. That takes them to 1-1-7. USA Liberty 2 points. So 7-2 is the score. And the kick in comes in quickly, and now up on that far side. Oh, she almost got away from it, but in the end, it's going to be holding the ball. A good tackle in there by the forward flank for the Midnight Suns. Kicked inside, knocked down. It's controlled up again by Van Sevenet. Van Sevenet able to handball it off, but a whistle and a free kick. So here's Kicker, who's done a pretty good job in the ruck tonight. Up on that far sideline, it's going to two-hop. Running onto it is 26, which is Catherine Mullen. Mullen can't get to it. She's taken down. Bruce is in there, and finally Jeff Person says, give it to me, we'll ball it up. About 13 minutes to go here in the second quarter. 7-2, Canada leads. And now a whistle and a free kick for a throw. So here is Plummer. Sarah Plummer, by the way, is married to Peter Taylor from the men's development side. Bet you didn't know that. Now you do. Oh, and a great mark. A good diving mark in there by number 20, which is Ashley Singer for New York. Singer, who has done very well defensively in this just her second full season. Here's the kick. It's up on the way. It's going to be short, and it's taken by the fullback for the Midnight Suns. And a free kick. They kick it out to the near side, and the mark is taken there by number 4, which is Kaylin McKenzie. McKenzie will look up to the near side. And now almost getting through, but running through with it, and then going out of bounds as Millie Bruce had it. So the ball comes back in the play. And 3 Canadian defenders in there against 1 American attacker, and the kick off the side of the boot and out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw-in, an advantageous situation off the foot of Natalie Perceau. And now a free kick, or rather a boundary throw-in right around the corner from the U.S. attacking forward. Again, the score is 7-2. It's a 5-point Canadian lead as the ball comes spinning back in the play. And it looks like it's going to be high contact, and it is. So free contact to Singer. So free kick to Singer. Singer's kick is up on the way. It's going to be short and taken defensively by Canada as they kick it up to the near side. Here's Church in there on number 4, and it looks like the boundary line won that battle. Or rather, nope, the referee's whistle did. So the ball goes back in the air, controlled as And again, once again, it's nurdled out of bounds. Over there again was 14, which is Ash Scott for Canada. This game marks the debut, by the way, of Judith Stein's coaching role with the USA Liberty as she stepped down from the national team. She told me that she was going to retire from the really in general, but then she came to we saw her at the hotel today sporting a broken hand, and when we asked her what she did, she said, I broke it playing against New York. So still 1 or 2 games left in that tank, at least when the hand gets better. Meanwhile, it'll be a free kick. And again, it looks to be to Sarah Taylor, Valerie Barber-Axthelm from Arizona. More on her in just a moment as the kick is deflected in. There we go. Sisson in there for the USA, the Sacramento Sun. It comes out again, the Plummer, who just gets it onto her left foot. And then again, Sisson is tackled and dispossessed. They kick it out. Mullen in there for the U.S. Still, they try and play soccer to the Canadians. And then finally, it's Luke who's able to get to it. It's kicked in. It's still on that far corner. It's hemmed into that far pocket. It squirts up high in the air, and finally we'll have a ball up. We'll have a boundary throw-in over on that far side. Coming up to the midway point of the first half, the score is 7-2 in favor of Canada, who have a goal and a behind, 2 behinds only for the USA. And the ball will go out and another boundary throw. And the story really has been, getting the ball forward up into when they've been able to get forward and get a couple of clean possessions together, but those chances have been full and far between. Sakura shrugs off one tackler, but is dispossessed, and it looks like a free kick, and it will go to Canada here. So here's a kick. It's a wounded duck looking for number 7, not able to find it. Here is Singer, who's able to pick it up. I think that was supposed to be a bounce. Maybe not. Or check that. That was Millie Bruce. And the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be another boundary throw-in. Millie Bruce from San Francisco, one of the better players on that team that came so close, or at least closer than anybody else has come. In fact, she has earned herself a free kick to defeating the 5-time defending champion Denver Lady Bulldogs at the national championships. Number 8 for Canada had it, was tackled and dispossessed. They're going to be a ball up here. Number 8 is Larissa Andrew-Sijan for Canada. In fact, it's been a free kick. So going back to take it is going to be Chara Adamo. So here's Adamo with a chance to actually give her team the lead with a goal. Big run up. The kick is on the way. It's fading right. It stays in the field of play. Just getting to it with Schultz. She's tackled before she can get the ball to boot. The cavalry comes in and swarms on top. The ball is still loose. Adamo there to clean up her own mess. And it squirts out again, but Pearson has called something in front. It's going to be a ball up. The U.S. literally knocking on the doorstep. Masher Mace is in there. She's going to ruck this one. She almost gets her hand to it and can't knock it forward. And instead, Canada runs it out and will give it. There's a nice hand pass on by Gilmore. Gilmore goes straight into the middle, and it's marked. Play on, says the umpire, as a good mark is paid, as she's able to shrug off a tackle up into the center of the ground. Again, looking for Van Sevenant. Handball again by Luke. Looking again, and here's number 15. That's Maglion for the USA. Now they swarm over on that far side, and we'll have a ball up. Coming up on 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Still 7-2. A lot of action, but very much a defensive struggle. And it's definitely been a little bit different than some of the games that we've seen in the past from these two teams. Kick up high in the air, not taken. Sakura in there for the U.S., and she almost came out with the ball, but instead it's going to be a free kick. It looked like kicking in danger. So free kick to number 21, which is Madeline Hardy for the Midnight Suns. We hope you've enjoyed or are currently enjoying the action wherever you are live around the world here from Fort Lauderdale. We'll have more action for you beginning at 5:45 tomorrow evening Eastern Time. Good tackle there. We'll get to that in a second. A great job by Schultz. Schultz has been very tenacious and all over the field, and that time she took down Kaylin McKenzie. So Schultz will survey what she has here. Here's the kick. And it's controlled by Canada. And now almost getting away from Singer, and now coming up to the near side. They handball it on to Ash Scott. Scott looking for it. She gets away from more tacklers. She gives up the ball, and it's picked up again. Here is Gilmore, who throws it on to the right. Chasing after it is 29 for Canada, which is Britta Jurgensen. Jurgensen gets to it. Now she kicks it on forward. And finally, the U.S. is about to go back and get it. 18 can't control it, and neither can 19 in there. So that was Lizzie Even and Teresa Boyd, two Minnesota Freeze teammates. The Minnesota Freeze, one of the largest growing programs. In fact, they have the most representatives here in Fort Lauderdale of any other team with 9. Crash Boom Opera, it spits out to Bruce. Bruce ends up going mushroom farming, and the ball goes forward. Tupper almost got to it off the deflection from Even. Even's in there to help out another Minnesota teammate in Tupper, and the ball will it'll be a ball up. Terry Tupper, the smallest player on the field at 4'11", and I believe it'll be either Rutkowski or Masher Mace who will have the honor of being the tallest at 6'3" or 6'4". In there again is 15. That's Magellan for the USA. As we come down to about 5.5 minutes to go, it's still 7-2, by the way. And this has been sort of indicative of how this is. It's basically been pack play over this large and massive field, which I think the players still getting used to after playing 14s for many years, 14s and 16s. But this is a good experience, and hopefully we'll see the play open up. Meanwhile, it's a free kick. And there's a kick up on that far side. Over the head of Plummer. It's tapped down by one of the Canadian defenders. They kick it back now, and Tupper in there again. And then one is kicked. Almost taken by Rutkowski. 24 for Canada, which is Gabrielle Bureau from the Montreal Angels, able to go and clean it up on that far side now, and it's a free kick. So Bruce will go back in a hurry. Now she wants the mark moved, or she's maybe asking for 50. She ain't going to get it. But here is Bruce, who kicks that one up far. It bounces through up on the far side. Singer was in there. And then the ball is taken down, still controlled up on that far sideline. It should have been 50. It isn't. Or is. Person's going to call it. And so here now is a chance for the USA to take the lead, a golden opportunity. And Dennis, you might be able to catch the number on that. I'm not able to see it, even with my extra pair of eyes here. Turned off to the side. So here's the kick. It's in short. It looked like there was about 30 players in there to battle for that one. And after all of that, it's going to get tied up. And it's going to be a high tackle. So some respite for Canada. Once again, this is the third time this quarter that the U.S. has been knocking on the door with a chance to take the lead down 5 points. But they have been unable to do it. They go to the near side. It's not marked. In there again was Even for the USA. They kick it out. It squirts through. Bruce has it. She shakes free of one tackle, shakes free of two, but is stuffed when trying to get through the third one. Everyone comes in on. Finally cleared out by Gilmore up on that far side. Gilmore's been very active for the USA. And then Barbara Axhelm was able to soccer it on, but she's beat by the siren. And that is halftime at the football. So 40 minutes of this development game in the books. And it's been a slugfest, to say the least. It's been a lot of back and forth with both teams not really gaining too much territory at a time, but some very good play, some very tough play by the USA ladies and by the Canadian ladies as well, as they play under the lights here in Fort Lauderdale. Once again, the halftime score, it's the Canada Midnight Suns, 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points. The USA Liberty 2 behinds, 2 points only. We're going to take a break, and don't go anywhere because we'll have the third quarter from this one. You're watching the 2015 49th Parallel Cup here on USAFL.com. Let's just do it the way we've been doing it. We'll figure something out tomorrow.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
Well, I think we'll use my camera tomorrow, and we'll be.
Okay.
The lights. It's better with the light off.
All right, third quarter action about to begin here at Fort Lauderdale. With the teams back on the field, it's the Canada Midnight Suns 7, the USA Liberty 2 here at the women's development game, the second of 4 games this weekend. We'll, of course, have the senior matches, the championship matches, if you will, with the Canada Northwind and USA Revolution at 8 o'clock, and the 6 o'clock game will be the Freedom and the Northern Lights, the senior women's teams. But here it's development team action as we continue on here in this third quarter in the humidity of South Florida as the two teams fight for it on that far side. We already have a ball up. In there again is a Schultz for Samantha Schultz, rather, for the USA Liberty, and another ball up off the bat as Paige Kecker, who has done pretty well in the rucks for the USA ladies tonight. And here's Sarah Plummer, who kicks it up on that far side. She was going to play soccer again, but instead, as she's bumped off the ball, Singer is in there. Ashley Singer, she's knocked down, and more aggro twister being played on that far sideline, and somewhere in the middle of all that mess, the ball squirts out and it'll be a boundary throw-in. Opening minute, third quarter, 7-2 the score, Canada leading the United States, and it comes right to Schultz, who plays on, and then she's buried by Elaine Gilmore, and it'll be a free kick to Gilmore, and let me tell you, she earned every bit of that one. She absolutely buried Sam Schultz. And now she looks up on the far side. It is off the hands of, I believe that was Plummer. But then circling back with it is Even. Even kicks that one into the middle, and I believe it's going out on the full, rather, and it has. So free kick to Canada, dead straight across from us. Over on the other side here at Central Broward Regional Park here on the outskirts of Fort Lauderdale. It'll be a free kick on that far sideline. Through the hands of Kicker again. And almost pushing the back. Play on, says the umpire. Let the record play, as Grillo would say. And that could have been a throw. It wasn't. Gets away from Bruce, but then turns it over. And here is 26, that's Catherine Mullen. Called her name a couple of times tonight. And the ball's up on that far sideline, and it was a mark. Or rather, it's a free kick to Schultze. So she gets the free kick from the trip, kicks it up on that far side, almost off the hands of 23, which is that's Kiara Adamo on that far sideline. And the ball's gone up for a ball up. Adamo is now going to be over there, and she'll take the rucking duty. So Adamo pushes it forward. And then popped high in the air. Schultz is over to cover. And then handballs it up over the top. And then kicked out up on that far side, and the mark is taken. Good job of stepping up there by Kecker. And Kicker will kick the ball up high in the air. It'll bring rain over the pack. It fumbles on, and the halfback for Canada is able to get to it and get it up onto the near side, running onto it. And then she's pushed off the ball nicely by 15, who is Sarah Magalon for the USA. It's kicked up forward. It squirts through, still applying the pressure. Canada trying to... good tackle. No, play on, says the umpire, as the ball came out loose, and Canada gets a break. They kick that one up into the middle side. The pack forms, not taken there. No, they're gonna say push in the back, and it's going to go. The free kick is going to go to Leah Van Sevenant as the free kick goes on Kicker. Van Sevenant's kick is up on one hop, even able to get it free to Tupper. Tupper's left foot kick is not going to count, because before that we have a free kick, and it looks like everybody's moving back, so it looks like it's going to be a free kick to Canada. So they've given the ball to 24, who is Gabrielle Bureau. we've mentioned a couple of times tonight. Bureau usually plays a little bit closer to the goal. She's moving a little bit closer to the mark here. She chips the ball up over the top. Oh, almost marked there by Gilmore. And then Van Sevenent able to get it free. She's tackled, and it's going to be a good tackle holding the ball. And it's a free kick to the Americans. Long kick out into the middle of the ground, settling under it but not taking it with Sisson. Now it's soccered to the near side. Picked up. Now she's bumped off the ball. A little bit of a sandwich situation. Thrown to the ground. Sisson is in there. Sisson in there for the U.S. from Sacramento. And Steve Arnott comes over and says, let's ball it up. The ball is in the wing position right in front of the pavilion here on this beautiful cricket pitch, which tonight is turned into an Aussie Rules oval that will rival any in Australia. That one is kicked up farther. It gets onto a hop for Jessica Lund. Now up on that far side. And now Canada coming back in the other direction. Bruce had it. She's able to get it to a teammate for a second there. She was able to get it away, but now has it back. Bruce is able to kick that one up forward into a one-on-one contest. Singer is pushed off the ball. She gets back on it. Handballed it over into the middle for Gilmore. Singer still working in there. Good job by Adamo, who's in there to push her off the ball, and a stoppage, and it's going to be a free kick. Free kick to the Canadians here. I didn't see what that was for, but in any event, it's up on that far side. I feel like a lot of play in the first two games tonight has been all the way on the other side of the field there, which I think they're playing tricks on me because they know I can't see that far over there. All right. Meanwhile, the ball comes back straight up into the middle, and trying to get it is Taylor, Sarah Plummer, who can't get a handle to it. Well, it's Sarah Plummer-Taylor. And then finally kicking it forward was number 19 for the USA. Oh, good job of the takedown there by Adamo, and it's going to be a free kick. Well, somebody's got to give the ball to somebody. It's going to be a free kick to Canada. We've played 7 minutes. That's Catherine Mullen, by the way, 26 for the USA, and that's a nice mark on this short kick. So here's a long, high kick up into the middle. It hits the ground, hits the deck, and then pushed off the ball. And Canada will nuddle it forward. Good job again by Gilmore. It squirts through. Canada may have a break here, but running on to go to it is the defender there, number 2 for the U.S., which is Kaylin Deal from the Boston Lady Demons. Up on that far side, it's still in play. It's up over the top. It squirts out to Fasula, or rather that's Courtney Church. Up on that far side, it's going to stay in bounds there. 20 for Canada is Elaine Lenahan. Lenahan turns and kicks that one, and it's still up on that far side, and in fact, it's a free kick. Millie Bruce was able to get in there to tackle her and get for holding the ball. Play continues. It's spilled out, and it goes in short looking for Plummer. Kicker is in there, and Kicker gets the ball. Still 7-2, by the way. We haven't had a score in a long time. In fact, we haven't had a score since about the midway part of the second quarter. Very low-scoring defensive struggle here on this pitch here. And again, as the ball gets tied up, this is sort of what we're seeing. I think that was the most free-flowing passage that we've seen, where there hasn't been a whole lot of tie-ups. But in the same respect, we are seeing a lot of instances where just things are getting tied up. Both teams are getting close, but aren't getting an opportunity to punch anything home. Kicker is able to get it free, but Canada controls it. They handball it out into the middle looking for Gilmore. Gilmore comes to the near side, almost took the mark off the chest, and then knocked down for her troubles, and now picking it up again is Sisson. Sisson now moves up to the near side in front of Bruce. Bruce is trying to muscle off her man. She finally gets to it, or check that. That's Singer. Singer is flown down. She just gets her foot to the ball, and that's going to be holding the ball. Or is it? Yes, it is going to be holding the ball. Great job by Lisa Kiefer, who is in there to get the tackle in on Singer. And now she goes up onto the near side, almost off the fingertips. They're gonna play on. Here's Even. Even is tackled and dispossessed for the USA. Sisson is in there again as she's knocked down. In there again is Magellan for the USA. And then able to get it free again. They're just trying to and then they're trying to shield her off the ball with the two Canadian players, and instead they kick the ball up forward now, and here it comes. So a little bit of ground ping pong. Neither team able to get forward here, and finally number 8 for Canada able to handball it on. That is Larissa Andrusician. As the aggro twister game continues. And Sakura able to get through. Barbara Axthelm is taken down. And then another tackle there, and somewhere in there is going to be a whistle. And that's going to be a free kick. I believe it's going to be a low tackle. So it's going to be a free kick here to Pam Shope, who right now has the only goal of the game. And that's a nice mark. Juggled and caught by Joanna Rutkowski, using her height to get to it, even though that was more chest level. So here's Rutkowski, who hasn't been terribly successful with her kicks in the 2 or 3 that she's had, and again, she goes short. She's snapping at the ball. That's what she's doing. You need to drive for all you prospective footy players at home, you got to drive your foot through the ball when you're going to kick like that. If you snap at it, you're going to lose all the distance from your shot. So here's Lizzie Even, who has the ball, meanwhile, for the U.S. as she fires it up on that far side as we have just unofficially under 9 minutes to go here in this third quarter. Again, it's 7-2 in favor of the Canadian Midnight Suns here in this women development game, and we do appreciate you wherever you are around the world watching us live on USAFL.com. Brian Barish here trying to describe the action as best I can from up here at the Pavilion at Central Broward Regional Park in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Meanwhile, the action continues. It's a crash boom opera in the middle of the field, and Bruce sings some sweet music by kicking it along the ground. Good shepherd off the ball there by 23, which was Carmen Flores, and now it's kicked back into the middle. It's kicked on forward, and it's almost controlled again by Barbara Axthelm. Here is Rutkowski. Rutkowski's able to shimmy away from one tackle, but not the second, and it is going to be a free kick. A good job there for the tackle, and so it'll be Teresa Boyd from Minnesota who will go short, and it's a nice mark, yes. And it's Alethea Sisson who takes the mark from the Sacramento Suns. The Suns are another team that are up and coming, building a very good culture up there as Matt Bishop and Amy Bishop up in Sacramento over the last 5-6 years with that program. Canada trying to get it forward. Gilmore throwing her weight around in there on Catherine Mullen. And finally, Steve Arnott blows the whistle, and we'll have another ball up with a little over 7 minutes to go. 7-2 again. Canada leads here in the third quarter. No score in this third quarter. I don't think we've had a score since about the midway part of the second quarter. Church charging it down. Sisson is in there as well for the United States. It comes out loose. Mullen in there now for the USA. As is Alok for Canada. And now Canada claims it. They'll go forward again. Almost shouldered off the ball. Rutkowski is in there. She's playing a little bit farther up from the forward position she was playing. Oh, good job. Good tackle in there by Magayan for the USA. It skips by Ash Scott, and Tupper clears it out with her left foot. A brave job by 4'11" Terry Tupper. And now the kick is inside. Sakura's got to go back and clean up. She shovels her man off the ball. That's Alana Fenton. She shepherds, and a very good shepherd, and she wins the ball up on that far side and then turns it over. Here's the kick into the center of the ground. It's marked. No, almost marked. It's knocked down, but in the end it's going to be a free kick. Well, Canada now with an opportunity. A good job by a good job by Sakura staying with it, and a good job by Tupper, who is now on the mark on that far side. So here's the kick. And it was a mark. It was a mark right on the line, as it turns out. A good job by the bounce. Ace picks it up and kicks it with a right, but it's controlled by Canada. They kick it out to the near side, looking for 23. Gives it over to 27. That was
15 for us.
Yep, 15 for us. It's Magellan who has it, and now it's kicked it up onto the far side now into the middle of the field, and it's going to be a free kick to the USA, and it's Bruce. So Bruce will go back and take a look what she has, and she's been playing this game for a long time. She knows what to look for. She goes center into the ground. It's knocked down, knocked free, but the USA has it kicked up center high, going back, and did she get it? No, she didn't claim it. Did 15, which is Magellan. Magellan is it's hooked out of there. It comes right to Mullen for the U.S. and then pushed off the ball. Here comes Masher Mace doing exactly that. Masher Mace just bullying her way through, but in the end, she's going to get called for it. But that's what she does. And in my preview, I mentioned that she generally likes to moonlight in the ruck. Well, she was down in the back line. She was up in the forward line. She was down in the back line, and there she was up front. Mullen is over there. Now it comes into the middle. And now picking it up is number 8 for Canada, which is Andrecision. Andrecision up high, and the mark is taken by Sakura. Mackenzie Sakura has played very well, and she has taken charge in that defensive halfback role. She played fullback when we saw her 5 weeks ago in the Western Regionals. Bruce is pulled down before she can get rid of it, and in fact it is holding the ball. Great tackle in there by the number 24 for Canada, which is Gabrielle Bureau, again doing a great job. Little more than 3 minutes to go, third quarter. Again, it's 7-2 in favor of Canada. And again, neither team, it's been mired sort of in the middle. Canada, both teams have had some chances. Canada, it seems like, has come closer. And they'll be content if they can just see this out, but I'm sure they would like one more handy kick. Here is Schultz. Schultz picks it up. She steadies herself, just gets boot to ball. Up over the top now. And not claimed by another player. Now Adamo is able to get free, and then picking it up and kicking it back is Perceau. Perceau finds nobody in particular, and then it's pumped forward. Here comes the USA with a chance, but Canada's going to come back and clean up. Picking it up is 27, which is Kiefer. Kiefer goes up the far side. Not finding anybody in particular. Still loose on that far side. And then tackled and dispossessed. Play on, says the umpire. Play on again after another tackle. Here is Plummer. Plummer is tackled and dispossessed, and this time it is in fact holding the ball. So it was Jurgensen who again... Britta Jurgensen, who is in with another tackle. She's been great on that defensive side. And we do have a person hurt on the far side of the field. It looks like I do believe that's Courtney Church, and Church is favoring that right leg. That is not good. Courtney Church, one of the let's make sure. No, I apologize. I think that's Adamo. Yeah, that's Adamo. We'll see as she gets a little bit closer to the side here. Valerie Barber Axelm is coming on to spell her. No, that is Courtney Church. So Barbara Axthelm, the Arizona Hawks, coming in. We mentioned her. She is one of several players from the Arizona area as that Lady Hawks team comes back into precedence, who is playing on this team despite having played for less than a year. So shows you where this program is, that players who are relatively new to the game can step up and help out this national program straight away. Good job by Caitlin Masher-Mace to find Bruce out of that scrum, and then up on that far side, it's going to be dribbled out of bounds by Canada. We have roughly half a minute to go here, and we may go through this entire 20-minute spell without a score on either side. It's looking like that. Again, it's 7-2 the score in favor of Canada, as Singer kicked it into the middle, not controlled by Plummer. Canada had it. They lost it. Plummer again, she tries to play soccer but can't. It's mired by the Americans, and that'll do it for the third quarter of play. So a lot of back and forth, a lot of struggling going on either side, some clean football at times, but nothing up on the cash register. And after 3 quarters of play here in the women's development game, the score is the Canada Midnight Suns 1 goal, 1 behind, 7 points. The USA Liberty 2 behinds, 2 points total. The fourth quarter is right around the corner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back to bring it to you. You're watching the 49th Parallel Cup live from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, here on USAFL.com.
goes back. So I want to know if you can pick me.
Here we go, fourth and final quarter from the women's development game of the 2015 49th Parallel Cup. It's still 7-2 in favor of the Canada Midnight Suns. And the ball is underway. The quarter is underway as the ball gets tied up again, and that's been a theme of the night.
What do you think, Brian? Next goal wins?
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we are, Dennis, at this point. A free kick, by the way, to Canada there, number 8. And that is Larissa Androsijan again, who kicks it up here and who gets it. And then here's Adamo who gets it on the run. Here's a kick up in the air, and it's not marked, but it looks like she wanted to play soccer initially. In the end, she kicks a worm-birding, mongrel, finger-breaking punt. Running on is Plummer, who finds Even, and Even's shaking. Looks like she's shaken up. It may not be Even. Hang on a second. That's I think that's Kicker. Yeah, Paige Kicker, who's shaken up.
This is where the Liberties have their issues, Brian. They just cannot get it past their half-forward line.
And Kicker knocks it forward. Yeah, they've had this issue. They've had the issue the entire night. They've been able to get the ball forward, but really haven't been able to break through that last line of defense. Mackenzie Sakura in there again, throwing her weight around, and she is doing a fantastic job there, really of containing a kick. The free kick is to Courtney Church, who appears to be okay. Millie Bruce takes the mark in the center of the park, doing a good job of tracking back. Long kick. Very long kick. It spins through, but running through for it. Yep, here it goes again as it kicks a long one. As they can't seem to get it, and it looks like that's going to be a free kick, and that one's going to come back. Dennis, what did you see on that one?
I actually didn't see anything. I would have to say that must have been an illegal shepherd too far off the ball. Because it's certainly behind the play, so she was running away. She didn't infringe in any way. She kicked the ball off. So.
And then Kiara Adamo ran herself into trouble. She ran herself into trouble there and ended up getting tackled. So it's a free kick to to Canada rather. Okay, well that's good to know. It's a mark taken by. It's been a long day, folks. As the mark was taken and then tackled, and it's going to be a free kick. The mark was taken initially, and then being tackled was Lenahan. So it's going to be a free kick to the USA, heading from left to right. The kick is in short, and it's marked defensive. Once again, like Dennis mentioned, which you may or may not have heard, they can get to that half-forward line. Can the USA? Oh, well, that was a thing. That was a kick. It's out on the full. Yeah, so it'll be a free kick to the USA, and that was a rather obtuse angle, but it's going to be a free kick to Millie Bruce here. As she'll go back and take a look. We mentioned that veteran presence. She's been playing a long, long time. She goes in short, almost marked off the ball. Here is Adamo now. In there is Schultz, but claimed by the U.S. Masher Mace again, and Masher Mace tries to wrestle the ball free. It's loose. Church is in there. Mullen is in there as well, and it's a whistle and a ball up again. Who's that umpire, Dennis? I don't recognize him. No, the umpire. Oh. Yep. Where is she? Is she off on the side now?
She's heading towards the boundary.
Yep. So Caitlin Masher Mace. That would be a pretty devastating loss. And Lisa Arredondo, who we thought was on a little bit earlier, who I don't think has seen much action from the Boston Lady Demons, is getting ready to come on for her. She's another one who has taken on a coaching role at the local team at Boston. They kick up to the near side, and not taking cleanly. Sakura is there. She's tackled without the ball, and that's what she's going to get called. So again, Sakura able to draw a free kick. Still checking the C on Caitlin Masher Mace. Up on that far sideline. It's dropped and then pushed off the ball, picked up by Bruce. Bruce is tackled. That has to be holding the ball. It isn't. Play on. Schultz is there. Schultz is going to soccer it off the ground into the middle. And then, there she is. There's Caitlin Masher-Mesa. She seems to be okay. She is one tough cookie, I'll tell you that. Kicker with the kicker. Into the popcorn machine. Pass Singer. It hops over everyone. It's knocked forward. Here is Church. Church kicks it off to the side, and it is almost marked. 2 players in there. Singer's in there. Singer will turn around. She kicks for goal, but just misses.
7-3.
But that is the first point that we have seen in about half an hour of football. It is 7-3 now with their third behind, the Liberty. It's 1-1-7 to the Midnight Suns. It has been a long, long time in between goals or in between points here, but they finally get it. Now, can that be the first step to the game-winning goal? We'll see what happens. Singer is held off the ball and then kicked back high up into the air. No, that's going to be a free kick, and it's going to get paid to Singer. So Ashley Singer from the New York Lady Magpies, who Christina Licata, who is her coach there, has been very, 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 has sung her praises as one of their best recruits in some time, will come back and have a chance to maybe give her team a lead. Probably about a 30-meter kick. You would think she would have the distance here. The kick is on the way, right into the man on the mark. Or the woman on the mark in this case. Plummer is in there to try and get something going, but it's going to end up being a free kick as she's going to get called for pushing the back. So Canada dodged a bullet, at least for now. It's kicked out to the near side. It's short. Picking it up is Plummer. Plummer can't do it. And then it's cleared out of there by Gilmore, looking for Scott. Sakura comes over again. She can't control it. It's picked up by number 2, which is Kaylin Deal. Deal with her left foot, which is her right foot. It goes in short. Can't take it cleanly. Picked up again by Mullen. Mullen looks for Deal. And then Gilmore had it and lost it. And then that one is kicked up on the far side. The pace is picking up with Canada. They'll kick it out to the near side. It's going to roll, bounce to the boundary line. It's going to hang up. It's a foot race. And then just keeping it in. And then tackled off the ball was Church. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of noise being made by the spectators down there. We can hear it through these soundproof windows. At least I think they're soundproof. Either that or I'm talking really loud. So a free kick to Courtney Church from the Arizona Hawks, one of 6 or 7 Arizona Hawks on this team. 35 meters out. Not much of an angle to speak of. Slow run up. Church's kick. It's heading right. It's tipped. It's back in play. Singer's there. It's right on the goal line, but it's gone through for another boundary, for another minor score. It's the Liberty knocking on the door. This reminds me a little bit of the semifinals from the 2012 Nationals Women Championship where Boston was playing Calgary, and Calgary had a 4-0 lead with but that one goal by Pam Shope early on in the midway in the second quarter, or in the first quarter rather, has been the difference, and that has been the only goal of the game. Long kick, gets batted around. It comes to Andrew Cision. Here's the kick in towards the sticks. A chance for Canada. It's squirting off to the side, and it goes through for a throw-in. But a very advantageous position. And now they'll send the tall Tim, who we haven't heard from in some time. So here comes the ball. Here comes the boundary throw-in up on that far side. It falls into the middle. Here's the ever-dangerous Gilmore, but it bounces through. It pops up in the air. She had it, lost it, got it back, kicks it into the middle. Chasing for that is Sisson. Here is Scott. Scott with a kick for a goal, and right on the last line of defense, it's blocked out. They try to get a foot on it, does Canada. Scott's in there. Rutkowski's in there. The ball is still loose, still long, and it finally dribbles through. No, it's stopped. And what is Steve Arnott going to adjudicate? Ball up. So here is Canada, and you would tend to think that if they get a goal here, that might be the ball game. It's down low. Tupper is able to clear it out, but not out. Scott is over there. Tupper is harrying her, and it's a free kick, and a great job by the tenacious Terry Tupper. They call her T-Dog, and that's why. She kicks it up to the near, and a great mark. A good job of bustling through. I believe, yep, that is Andrew Cision. Andrew Cision has played a very big role tonight. So the pack gathers in front. Andrew Cision, it's a Shankopotamus off the side, and it will roll out of bounds for a boundary throw, and that's probably the best possible result off of that sort of kick. Good job by Mackenzie Sakura in there once again to provide some distraction. So the boundary throw, and right around the corner from the Canadian target, we have 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go. Or do we? Yep, he's kicked the. Yep. It's 8. It was Leah Van Sevenant, who kicked it behind from right out in front. So it's 8-5. That's a very handy point, but still, it's a 1-goal game, and it's going to be a 50. These are the third 50 we've seen. So here is kicker. Might even be more than that. Might even be up 4 or 5. Kicker with the kicker. The pack forms. It's all black jumpers, but none of them can get it. And now it's picked up nicely, and she kicks that one back the other direction. Sakura, as Scott lost her helmet, they play on. In there is Sakura trying to wrestle the ball away. In there is Bruce, able to get it. Church is nearby, but can't get it. Bureau is there, and here is Sisson, who kicks it forward. Sisson kicked it free. Picking it up is Lund, and now, or almost picking up was Lund. They go to the near side, can't control it. What can they do? The U.S. needs to push forward here. All they need is 1 goal. 3 minutes to go. They kick up forward again, looking for Sisson, but not able to find her. Or check that, they were looking for Maglion, and it's a free kick. So Canada trying to grind this one out, leading 8-5. It's 1 goal, 2 behinds, 8 points to 5 behinds for the USA Liberty with just about 2.5 minutes to go here. The kick is short. USA's got to get something forward. Tupper's over there, as is Arredondo. Barbara Axelm kicks the ball, and it comes right back at her. Sisson able to get to it. And then bumping free, and now finally they get it forward, but only black jerseys. No, they may get a break here. Oh, good job to soccer it on. Schultz was there, but couldn't get to it. Picked up by Gilmore. And then picked up again by Van Sevenant. Van Sevenant didn't have it. She lost it. It was there, but then it's kicked forward by Canada. Tupper can't handle it cleanly. Scott's in there for Canada. Everybody diving in after it. Free kick to the Midnight Suns. 90 seconds, give or take, to go here. 8-5 the score. And this will be a chance to put the game away. It's a short kick. It doesn't go very far. But they play it on, looking for Rutkowski into the middle for Scott. And Scott has won the game for the Midnight Suns. 14-5. And that will do it with a minute to go. Well, the USA couldn't get past the defensive line, and neither could Canada for the longest time, but they were finally able to do it. A great job of getting the ball to Rutkowski, who found Ash Scott, and Ash Scott has put this one on ice, you would have to think, with 40 seconds to go. 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14 points for the Midnight Suns, 5 behinds for the USA Liberty. as the ball comes back to the center. And I'll tell you what, no matter what happens here, Judith Stein's girls have to keep their heads up. They've played very, very, very hard football and very good football. They've had the balance of the play, but in the end, the Midnight Suns have made their chances count. There is an infraction in there. She's got a whole lot of time left. The kick is long, and that is it. The final siren is gone here at Central Broward Regional Park. And look at that jubilant celebration from the Midnight Suns of Canada here in the women's development game. But a great exhibition of football by these two teams. It was a struggle. It was a low-scoring struggle. But in the end, Canada's victorious. Your final score, the Canada Midnight Suns, 2 goals, 2 behinds, 14 points. The USA Liberty, 5 behinds, 5 points. My best on ground, I don't know if the umpires are gonna agree, but Millie Bruce had a great game, as did Leah Van Sevenant for the Canada Midnight Suns. So that's going to do it for us. A long evening, and we hope you'll be back with us tomorrow. Just to give you a rundown of the schedule, we'll have coverage of beginning at 5:45 tomorrow with the 5:45 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow with the Women's Championship featuring the USA Freedom and the Northern Lights of Canada. And then at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, we'll have the Men's Championship featuring the USA Revolution and the Canada Northwind. If you are in the area and you want to head on down to Broward Regional Park, we'll also have an undercard match between the Fort Lauderdale Fighting Squids and the Atlanta Kookaburras. We won't have that streamed for you, but if you are in the South Florida area, come on out and check it out because it should be a good game. So that's going to do it for us. Some great football and some more ahead tomorrow. Please join us. We thank you wherever we are. Thanks again to the good folks here at Central Broward Regional Park for helping us through our technical difficulties. Thanks to Mark, and I didn't get your name, my friend. Martin? Thanks to Mark and Martin here at Central Broward Regional Park. Dennis Ryan on camera. This is Brian Barish. We'll see you tomorrow. You've been watching the 49th Parallel Cup from Fort Lauderdale here on USAFL.com.